Like, we know she filed for divorce. Like, this is like a legal document, so it's like it's 100% confirmed.
Yeah. Sooner or later, it's going to come out.
When they shouldn't be working, they should just be kids. But also just the creeps out there. There's exactly. So many
you don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
50/50 podcast. Hi everyone, I'm Yas.
And I'm Yel.
And welcome back to 50/50.
Yes, thank you guys for stopping by here. And please don't forget to subscribe. We have a new video every Wednesday, so subscribe so you don't miss it.
Yes. And today, we're going to talk about Aspyn. We're going to talk about P. Diddy. We're going to talk about a little bit of Quiet on Set. But before that, let's go a little bit into our highlights of the week. I know you have a nice highlight.
Yes.
A special highlight.
Highlight of the week for me is my birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thank you. It was my birthday this past week, and it was just, you know, it's just so nice for it to be your birthday. I always just feel special when it's my birthday, like leading up to it and the day of and everything. And I love spring, and my birthday's in spring, so it's like good vibes and everything, because it's like just the weather's just getting a little bit warmer. Yes. Although it was kind of gloomy the week of my birthday.
It was a little.
I don't care, because I just know spring is ahead, so I'm just like, it was just such a fun time. And I got my hair cut, which you probably can't even tell because I just get like basically the same haircut. Like I just got my layers refreshed and everything. But and I'll have a vlog out on that soon. Not yet, but it's gonna come out soon. So yeah, it was just like a pampering week for myself and everything, and I just had a good time.
It was so much fun. I love celebrating my sister. I love birthdays in general. Yeah. I think it just, I don't know, it just takes you out from the regular routine of life.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun, and it's nice celebrating someone that you love.
Thank you. Yeah, my sister got me so many nice presents.
Yes.
Got me so many nice things. And it was just a good day. And it's Aries season, so shout out to all the other Aries out there.
Yeah.
I love Aries season. It's just such
I love
a nice
Aries
time.
too.
Yeah. We're Aries and Virgo duo, and I feel like it's a good duo.
It's a great duo. I see a lot of other duos that are Virgo Aries also.
I know, but I feel like it's kind of like unheard of, because I feel like I haven't really heard too many people, like I never see us paired, like our signs, like paired like as being good friends or whatever, but I know that they're a good match.
I see other people that have podcasts also.
Yeah.
They're Virgo and Aries.
Yeah.
Which I just recently found out about. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was the highlight of my week, and yeah, just been loving the spring weather also.
Yes. My highlight is also her birthday. I love celebrating birthdays. I just love it. I love like the decorating, the presents, buying the presents, wrapping them. I just love all that stuff. I love giving you the presents also, like waiting for your expression to see you. I love that stuff. And I love springtime, you know, it's like new beginnings, you know, so it's so sunny out. It's so nice. So I love that. So that's also my highlight. I'm going to steal yours.
Yeah, no, thank you for having my birthday as your highlight. I love that. And also, on this day that the podcast is coming out, it's also Eid. So we just want to say also Eid Mubarak to everybody who celebrates.
Yes.
It's the end of Ramadan. That's what Eid is. So this Eid especially. So yeah, just like shout out to everybody who's been fasting the whole month, because we know how hard it is. And we are officially done now fasting. So
congratulations to everyone. You did it.
Yes. So those are our like highlights of the week. Everything nice things are all positive stuff. But we want to talk about some hot topics that are out.
Yeah, some hot topics. One of the major hot topics that I literally, as soon as I saw it, my jaw went to the floor.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe it. And it's Aspyn and Parker getting a divorce.
Yeah, you sent that to me, like the news article that it came out, whatever. And I was literally in shock. Like, I opened it up because, you know, since I'm fasting and everything, I woke up like at 5 a.m. and my eyes were still kind of like, you know, you kind of can't see straight, still a little bit blurry. And I was like, who is that? Like, it was because I just saw the headline and like the picture. And I was like, no, because it said divorce, but I couldn't make out who the faces were, and I wasn't like reading it yet. I could not believe that's Aspyn and Parker.
I couldn't believe it. I felt so horrible.
Yeah.
That was my initial reaction, was like, why? Like, no.
I know. We've watched them for years and years and years before they were even married.
Way before they were even married, when they were just like friends.
Yeah.
And I think she was in high school still.
Exactly. We would watch Aspyn because it was
Aspyn,
just, you know, her channel. And it's always been her channel, but she tried to, I guess, kind of make it like a couple's channel at one point.
I remember
years.
when it was like Hot Brilliance or something like that was her username.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even remember that.
Yeah. That was way before she even changed it to Aspyn Ovard.
Yeah.
And then, of course, she switched her channel to her, you know, couple's channel.
Right.
And I'm just so saddened by it. I'm so sad. And there's so many rumors going around.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, the number one thing is like a cheating rumor.
Right.
Which I highly doubt that. I just don't believe it. I can't believe
like
that.
That's what it is. Yeah. And also another thing about this news is that she announced the birth of her third daughter on the same day that she filed for divorce.
Yeah.
So that's also like the crazy like shock thing, because it's just like so confusing. But of course, she announced the birth of her daughter, but she wasn't actually born that day. Like she had actually been
Right,
born
her-
2 weeks before
yeah.
her announcing it. But still, she has these videos. She's posted like TikTok since then and everything. She's posted her birth vlog.
And since then, you mean since the divorce?
Oh yes, since she
Yeah.
filed for divorce. Sorry, yeah, since
Yeah.
she filed for divorce. And like you see Parker in there, and they're like, there's no like everything looks fine.
Yeah, there's no like indication or of anything, which of course we know, social media is so fake, right?
Exactly.
Because you only see the highlight. Nobody's going to show you a bad day because why would you want that out in the public? That
Right.
doesn't make any sense. So of course they're going to show you only the positive times.
Exactly.
And so he was in there with the birth, like she's
Yeah.
showing the TikToks and he's like, that's my best friend. And
He has his ring on. Everybody,
His
I didn't
ring is
really
on,
notice, but I saw the
yeah.
comments like his ring is on there and everything. So it's just like, and of course a ring that doesn't mean anything, right? Because anybody could wear the ring and like things can be going south. Like it doesn't mean
Right.
anything specifically. But there's just so many rumors.
also, I'm like, Aspyn, she doesn't wear a ring in case, people are like, well, she wasn't wearing her ring. She has said many times that she doesn't wear a ring.
Yeah.
She wears, if she does, she wears like a wedding band, but typically she doesn't wear a ring. And I guess it's because, she has little kids and everything, and
Yeah.
having a ring could really like hurt them too if you're changing their clothes, their diaper, whatever.
Exactly.
So-
and like to me nowadays, I feel like a ring isn't even that like significant anymore. Because I feel like a lot of people don't wear a ring. So I feel like them not having a ring on, I wouldn't be like they're getting divorced. Like the minute I see somebody not wearing a ring,
Right.
Like but I know that's what like people like people do point that out, and they were
Yeah.
like, noticing that and everything. But yeah, and there's just so many
Conspiracies, I guess we can say.
conspiracies around this divorce because
Yeah.
when we're not giving, like we always say, like when you're like giving a little bit of information but not the whole thing, so like us as the audience members, like we're given like their divorce, like we know she filed for divorce, like this is like a legal document, so it's like it's 100% confirmed, but then we don't know any of the other details, so of course people start filling in the gaps.
Everybody started filling in the gaps. I went, I did a, like Aspyn and Parker, like, I searched it for the podcast and everything. And so, boom, Reddit always comes up, which Reddit, I don't understand how it even works. I have no idea. But of course, there's like this Reddit page that just has all these, I'm going to say rumors or like
Right.
conspiracy theories about her and her
because
family.
we do want to say Aspyn has not
Confirmed anything.
anything at all. She just hasn't even confirmed the divorce. She hasn't said one thing publicly, but we know that's true, that she filed for divorce. We know that's true because, like we said, it's a legal document.
yeah.
People
And
found it
someone
on a government
posted it.
website. Yeah, exactly.
They posted that information, so it's
Yeah.
almost so unfortunate because, we know that she's a public figure.
Yeah.
And I think what she was trying to do, maybe some kind of a suggestion was given to her, maybe by her lawyers, her PR team or something.
Right.
They're like, announce the baby and then let's put the divorce in kind of so the baby announcement overshadows
Right.
the divorce. But, there's always people out there
Yeah, that
always
find
on the
out.
hunt for stuff, and then boom, it came out. I saw it on E-News,
Yeah, that's the one you sent me.
which
Sent
is
me-
crazy.
Crazy. That's the last place I expect to see also
Yeah.
like YouTubers, and I know YouTubers are big. Like it's changed a lot, especially in the last couple of years and everything.
Yeah.
But I still would have never thought that E-News would like put out.
I mean,
The news.
Yeah, I mean, these are like online celebrities. We can
Right,
say,
yeah.
they're not A-list celebrities, but there's A-list celebrities within YouTube,
Right.
right? There's higher up celebrities, and there's like lower YouTube celebrities. So they also have their own kind of, I feel like, order
Right.
in YouTube.
Exactly.
So going back to the conspiracy theories. So on Reddit, it says that it could be like medical divorce, which means kind of like they're getting a divorce just for on paper purposes, right? Just legally getting divorced. And it's a way for them to receive insurance benefits at a lower cost to them, and maybe even receive government help.
Yeah.
And with that being said, people are saying that one of her children is actually ill.
Yeah, and very ill is what people are saying. And again, we don't know this for sure. I actually hope and wish that it's not true.
I prayed for her,
Yeah.
for her children, because that is one of the worst things. And I'm not going to go into it. I mean, you can search it yourself because
Yeah.
everything is just out there. But we're not going to go into it with what it could be or what it is or whatever it is.
Yeah.
She hasn't confirmed anything, like we said.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
And all that I hope for is that
It's not true.
it's not true, and that her and her kids are healthy and safe, and including Parker and everything. So
Yeah, exactly. And there's like this informant, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
There's like somebody that's on Reddit that has claimed to know all these things about Aspen, and then the things that they've been saying have been coming true. So they
one by one coming true.
Yeah, and they said things before it happened, right? Like, for example,
Yeah.
the selling of their house or something that they were
Yeah,
building.
like their business, her clothing store.
Closing down their business and stuff like that. So anyways, they gained kind of like some trust from the people because things that they were saying ended up coming true. And so now this same person is like making all these claims that we're talking about. That's how we like heard all these things and saw all these things online, and a lot of other people too. Like, I've seen videos on TikTok and everything, people talking about this, and they reference this same Reddit thread. Like, everybody's referencing this Reddit thread,
which is just crazy.
It's just crazy, and it's sad, and also so sad that somebody from her circle, because if you're going through something hard like that, you're not telling everybody, left and right about what's going on in your life, especially your child being sick. I don't think that's something you go out and like shout, to the whole world. So that's so sad that somebody that she, I guess, trusted at one point, or continues to trust, even, who knows, is like putting all this information about her out there, because she's not ready to put it out there yet. That's why she hasn't done it.
And the thing is, she doesn't have to either.
Exactly, she doesn't. Yeah.
And we all have seen also, which is something else that I wanted to touch on, like her kind of transformation on YouTube.
Yes.
How she went from being like, super happy and excited and everything. So we saw her kind of like pulling back a little bit, being just like, I'm not going to film any more videos. Like, I'm only going to post like once a week, this and that. To then literally, she took a break.
Yeah.
And after she went on that break, for I think it was a month, a little bit over a month or something like that, she came back and she was a completely different person. I felt like the life was taken out of her. Like, she just felt lifeless. Like, her face, her expressions, like herself, she just wasn't herself anymore.
Yeah, something definitely changed. And I went back, because we were talking about this earlier, and like I went back and I checked, and she posted that video saying that she's gonna take a break on March 31st of last year. So it's been a whole year. And that video, I remember seeing the comments back then, and I went back and I saw them again and everything, but everybody was like, your heart seems so heavy. Everybody's telling her in the comments there. And that's exactly what I felt watching that video. I know you too, when we watched it, because just something about her, just the tone completely just changed. And you can just tell that she is going through something.
She's going through something, and it's like a 180. She's like so happy and this and that, and then boom, she goes to complete other side, and she's just like sad.
Yeah, just very sad. She looks very sad. All her
lifeless.
Videos, like all her videos falling after, like you said, it's just something is off there. And I really did think somebody from her family was sick, but I thought maybe her grandma, her dad, her mom, like somebody, that's who I was envisioning might be going through something. So I don't know. Again, these are allegations. We don't know, but something definitely shifted in her content. And then she also stopped showing her kids too, which was something different for her, but also not that weird at the time.
Not that weird. Yeah.
A lot of people are making that shift to like protecting their kids online more, which I totally agree with.
I mean, the whole like family channels are kind of going downhill right now because of all the accusations and things that are coming out with the kids. Like, there was this lady who was showing her kids or whatever online. I think it was like 8 passengers or something like that. I can't remember exactly, because there's so many, family vloggers. So, a lot of things are coming out with kids. So it's better to just, well, in this case, thank God that woman, 8 passengers, she showed the stuff because her kids are safe now.
Right.
They weren't in a safe home. But now, it's just not good to show your kids.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good.
It's not good. There's so many reasons. People say like from exploiting them because they make them work, when they shouldn't be working, they should just be kids. But also just the creeps out there. There's so many creepy people
you don't know
out there.
who's watching.
Yeah, people have come out too and said they found their kids' faces, because they post them not only online, but like, not only on YouTube, but also on like Instagram and stuff like that. And they saw their kids' faces being used for something else. It wasn't inappropriate or anything, thank goodness, but they were being used like in another Instagram page, like kind of like
an ad.
Yeah, like a fake page, but they're using their kids' pictures. So like, we know that catfish is happening with adults and everything, and that's one thing that's still really super weird, creepy, but especially your kids, it's just something feels so weird and wrong about that. So I really am all about this wave of like, it kind of sucks, not showing your kids, right? Because I know a lot of people, you just want to show your kids are part of your life and everything. But I am all for this wave of like protecting the kids, because you don't know who is on the other side watching it.
Well, also things. It's like, you have fans and stuff like that, but God forbid, it goes into the hands of one wrong person.
Exactly.
And, they come up to your kid, they're like, "Hey, Johnny," and Johnny's like, "What? Right. They know me?" Like, the kid also gets confused, like, this person actually doesn't know you, and they don't know us, and you can't, that's not a safe person to be with. Right. So that's also something that is kind of scary when you put your child out there.
Right.
People feel like they know them when they don't.
Yeah, and it can be confusing to a child.
Know, exactly.
Like, who to trust yet, and all that stuff. They don't know that yet. So yeah, all that stuff is just been, things, everybody's just speculating off of all this stuff that we know about Aspyn and the things that have happened in the past, just her content changing and really just her whole like kind of online presence changing really. It just has us confused about this divorce, and then her posting like regularly right now, which I'm like, I get it. She just wants to, I think, not address anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that, and that's also a thing. Do you think she
Yeah.
will address it?
I don't know. I honestly, I feel like just because we've known her for watched her so many years, I feel like she will never address it.
That's what I think.
That's one side of me that feels that. But another side of me is like, if she wants if, you know, starts getting too much, these rumors for her, maybe she will make a video just to kind of, if they're not true, put them
Without saying it.
rest.
She might just say something without actually saying this is what's happening. She just might be like, I have things going on in my life and I'm not going to address it. Even
Right.
something like, I think she might say
Exactly.
something like that.
Yeah, she could even say something like that, or saying like the rumors aren't true if she wants to say that, which I don't think is
I
the
don't think
case.
she will go
Yeah.
into that much of detail. I think she
Yeah.
would just say, I have a lot of stuff, something like that. I feel like she's going to be a lot more vague if she decides to say it,
Yeah.
which I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. So
But she
I
just
mean,
posted, I saw her video of her birth
yeah, me too. I
video.
watched that, yeah.
And also her poor baby just was in the
Yeah,
NICU
cute.
also. So it just seems like everything seems so weird. How her baby's in the NICU. I don't know if her baby's still in the NICU. I'm not sure. But, you know, she's postpartum and she's going through a divorce. You know, my thoughts and prayers are with her because that's hard, you know. Postpartum is not easy.
Yeah.
You have to and she has 2 other kids and you have to get used to this new baby. And, you know, it's not easy. And she's
Yeah.
a mother of 3 now.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she has to take care of herself and take care of the house and take care of her husband. And
And then if it's true that she's going through a divorce on top of all that, imagine
Yeah.
going through a divorce while you're postpartum.
Exactly.
Like, it's just crazy. And one other thing I wanted to say about that, because it's just talking about the different like reasons for divorce. Something I saw recently too is like people were saying, what if it's like a financial divorce, like for financial reasons? Because I don't think this is the case with her. I don't see them having like money issues, but people were saying if, let's say she's having money issues, like going through bankruptcy or something, which again, I don't think this is the
okay.
case for her. She seems like, I mean, the truth is we don't know what's going on in people's lives, but she seems very like responsible with her money. 'Cause
I think so,
She
yeah.
doesn't have like flashy things. She's not like buying Lamborghinis and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel like she's responsible with her money. That's the vibe she gives off. But people are saying that it could be if she's going through financial trouble as well, maybe getting divorced will help her. So then like, it like, you know, kind of splitting up her or not her income with Parker's income, and it
Yeah.
might be beneficial to them in
Well, I
some
don't
way
know,
to do that.
yeah.
But again, these are all just speculations.
know.
Like, nobody knows. The only reason people are saying that stuff is because it just seems like they're continuing their life as normal, but there's
yeah.
a divorce going on. So it's like,
But that's the thing, we don't know, right?
Yeah.
Because she's showing us stuff that are in the past.
Right.
What is going on currently, we have no idea.
yeah, because everything that she's been showing is like kind of when she's had her baby and everything, and those couple of days postpartum. Like she says, like she's like, I'm 3 days postpartum. She said in one video and all that, and like from what we know, her baby was born 3 weeks ago now. Like,
Yeah. So
from
all
this
of this
date.
stuff is like, we can say almost a month old.
Right.
So what is happening now, we don't know. In her latest vlog that she posted, it said that more updates to come. That's how she
Right.
ended it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like I said, you know, I just wish her the best.
Yeah,
and
same.
I really do, really do want her to have just the best, I don't know how to
Outcome
say.
of everything.
Yes, best outcome. That's
Yeah,
what I want for
same,
her.
Same. And I really hope the rumors aren't true. I really,
Yeah, me
really
too.
hope the rumors aren't true on this one, because it's just, the things that they're saying is just very sad.
Yeah,
So
it is
I
sad.
just want it to not be true. But yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know, now moving on to P. Diddy.
Oh
Diddy.
my God. Diddy. Yeah. I
Puff
know
Daddy. He goes through so many names.
He was
What,
like
I don't know
gonna be
what
Brother
name,
Love at some point too.
what name he landed on now, but people are putting online P. Diddy.
Yeah. And I feel like I always call him Diddy. So if I say that, excuse me, just because like, I
Yeah.
feel like that's what I like know him more as. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, that whole news, that's another crazy thing. Like,
They raided his house in Miami.
and Los Angeles, they raided both of his
Oh,
homes
they did?
same day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, he was at one of his houses, right?
I think he was, well, he wasn't in any of them at the moment, but I think he was in the Miami area though. Like,
Okay.
He wasn't in his home then, but I don't know if he was like, it's a little confusing, but he was like at the airport. So I don't know if he had just come back from a flight or he was about to go on the flight, but they stopped him, something like that. But he was in the Miami area, like in Florida.
Okay, yeah,
like
that's
say.
what I thought. Because I
Yeah.
remember, you know, my mom likes to watch the Spanish news.
Yeah.
And so, like, they literally cut the news, the regular program. And they're
Yeah.
like, we just got information, you know, that Diddy's house is being raided.
And they had like this like drone footage, or I don't
Yeah.
know if they were helicopters, something, but they had this, you know, air footage of what was going on there. And like, it's really crazy everything that he's being accused of. It's honestly so dark.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about it here, but there's so much more. Like, to it than even what we're gonna say.
Yeah.
And that's something, you know, if you're interested, Google it, you know, whatever. But it's like so many layers. It's actually crazy. Like I was telling you, you know, earlier, I just started seeing things and like you go down kind of this hole, and is it true, is it not, we don't know, because again, this is another thing, this is all allegedly, because Diddy has claimed, his lawyer put out a statement saying that 100% he denies everything that's being said about him. So at this point, everything's just allegedly, because he's 100% denying it.
I mean, they must have some kind of inclination that something's going on if they raided his house.
Exactly. So
which is crazy.
I know. And
thank God he wasn't there though, because I feel like that would be scary.
Yeah,
imagine all those
kids
cops
were there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they are like on the older. I mean, they're not old, but I think they're like, they have to be, the ones that were there, they have to be like between 18 and 20. I feel like.
Oh God, that's so.
And it's so sad because
that's scary.
It's scary. I'm sure it's scary for them, and you know, people are saying they could be involved, like but
the kids could be involved.
One of the kids are saying that he could be involved in a certain way because he's younger, so they're saying by him bringing young girls to their house for parties.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of including these girls in these situations, which we'll just say, you know, he's been accused of like, you know, abuse and human trafficking, which is just crazy, and you know, a lot of other things.
Yeah. Which we're not going to go into detail. Like I said, you guys can always if you just search his name, everything's going to pop up.
Right. And just to, you know,
keep it light. Let's keep it light.
I don't want to say the terms, but like, you know, SA, if you, you know what I mean. The A being assault. So yeah, just all these things, and like, so yeah, some of his kids were handcuffed, but apparently I thought that was like too much. I'm like, that's too much, like having them handcuffed. Take them out the house, I get it, but
that is too much for a kid. And they're still like, I know they're adults. They're technically adults, 18, 20. That's an adult legally,
right?
But not mentally. You know, that's still a baby.
And I feel like, okay, their dad is the one being accused of all these things, but why do they have to go through this like trauma and stuff like that? Imagine what they're already going through if this stuff is true. I don't know. So I do think it was excessive, but people were saying that the reason that they do that is because since they're raiding the house for something, right? They're going in there looking for something specific, and they say they handcuff them because they don't want them to grab anything, you know, on their way out or whatever. So they say that's why they do it. Who knows? I mean,
they could just sit them outside.
I know, exactly. So it seems a little excessive to me, but yeah, kind of going with this Diddy stuff. This all really kind of kick-started with Cassie. You know, she's a singer. I really actually loved her song. She had a couple of hits on the radio. Like I feel like maybe in the early 2000s or like 2010. I was like we were still young, but I remember her songs. They were good and everything. And she's younger than him for sure. But you know, they were in a relationship for like years. I want to say like 7 years. I remember telling people, I'm like, their relationship is weird. Because
how could I don't even remember this. I don't remember at all.
I feel like I follow pop culture a little bit more. I think that's what it is maybe, because I would see them in like different events, like red carpets, like even like I don't know what it was, but let's say like the Grammys, Met Gala, like something like I would see them on the carpets, and like, you know, Cassie, she herself is a artist.
Yeah.
But she would come as in these occasions because she wasn't doing anything. She wasn't putting any music out at the time. So she would come as Diddy's +1. And I just remember seeing her like so, like her light was so dimmed. Like she literally was there like next to him. But I feel like she wouldn't speak. Everything about her just seemed very weird.
Like an abused woman kind of thing.
Yes. And maybe at the time I didn't even think that that's what it was.
Yeah,
but I
you were too young to even know what that meant.
Exactly. So I was just like, maybe he's just a very like dominating guy. Like still very negative, right? I was like, obviously he's like, something is wrong there, because you shouldn't like dim your light for nobody, right?
Right.
You shouldn't belittle yourself because you're with somebody else. Like, even though he is, I guess, more known in the industry, like,
so what?
So what? Exactly. So anyways, that was weird. But Cassie came out just recently. I want to say it was like in December or maybe earlier this year, but it's literally within like the last year where she came out. Yeah, she came out and said, you know, that he, you know, abused her.
Yeah.
In many ways, physically, you know,
emotionally, mentally,
everything. Yeah, and that he forced her to do things that she didn't want to do.
Those are her claims. Yeah, allegedly, this is happening.
Allegedly.
Okay.
He denies it, but the weird thing was that, like, they settled out of court, so he paid her some money. We don't know how much it was. And then kind of Diddy's statement afterwards was like, you know, this person has been trying to get money from me and blah, blah. So he alluded to the fact, we didn't know, but he alluded to the fact that he paid her some money and she, you know, shut up, quote unquote.
Yeah, like kind of like an extortion thing. Like she was just wanting to get
money. So yeah, with Cassie's claims, people were kind of disappointed in her when she took the money, you know, quote unquote, because we don't know if that really happened. But she allegedly, right? But she, you know, retracted her like lawsuit or whatever it's technically called, whatever. She kind of just didn't say it anymore. So people were like kind of mad at her because they were like, why would you not see this through, right? And like have his, the consequences happen and all that, whatever. But so we were kind of angry at her, but because of what Cassie did, all these other women started coming out. Like they were filed under Jane Doe, because I was just looking at this on Google. So they are anonymous, right? They don't want
Yeah, they don't
to be known.
want. Yeah.
Perfectly fine. So I think there was like 5 or so like different women claiming all the same type of thing. Okay, and like we always say, when there's a rumor and all that stuff, and especially so many people are saying the same type of story, unfortunately, it seems like it's true, because there's no way that all these different people are saying the same thing and it's not true.
Yeah.
So anyways, I do believe this stuff, but again, it is allegedly. And then the one thing that really kind of spiraled all this and like his house being raided and everything is one of his ex-producers. His name is, he goes by Little Rod.
Okay.
He claims that he was also a victim.
His producer was a victim of Diddy's.
Of Diddy. So he was a victim of SA, assault, in many different forms. And that he witnessed this human trafficking.
Wow.
And he said that all this stuff that Diddy does, he films it, which is also so crazy. It's just so crazy. But anyways, he films all this stuff. So basically, that's why they raided his home, because
to get
his like,
records.
computers and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
that would be the evidence that they need to like incriminate him. Because as of right now, what they're saying online is that like he's free. He's a free man right now, because there's no, like, they don't have any proof, to.
Well, have they gone through the I guess, I don't know, hard drives, whatever?
I don't know yet. Maybe that stuff to
I mean,
come.
he's so old, a floppy disk. I mean, just to lighten the mood,
Yeah. No, who knows? I don't know that much yet. I'm sure they're looking through it right now and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, that's what it is. And I'm just like, they're looking for evidence. I'm like, what more evidence than all these people coming out with their stories, right?
Yeah.
But I guess they have to do what they have to do.
Yeah, because they need, which is crazy how things work. Like, word of mouth is not enough evidence,
Right. But that's the claims of that. So anyways, just another kind of, it's so sad to think about these things and
Yeah,
even
it
read this stuff.
is.
I hate even knowing these things, because I actually liked Diddy. I never knew much about him, to be honest. Like, I just knew him from the outside, just.
Well, I mean, his show we would see when we were
Yeah.
young, though, watching that show.
Making the Band.
Making the Band. That's what it was called. Danity Kane. And
Danity Kane came out of there. And what was that other band? There was a boy band too.
oh my gosh. And I like those boys.
Me too.
They were like friends also with Danity Kane.
Yeah.
I think they dated.
Some of them dated on there, I remember. But
I remember Dawn. Her name was Dawn, I think.
Q. I think
and Q?
it
Was
was
it
Q, I think.
I don't remember the boy band. But they
But
had good songs.
they had good songs. Danity Kane had really good songs too.
I love
love
their
Danity
songs.
Kane. But yeah, and even they, Aubrey O'Day from Danity Kane, she had her claims too, which
No, she did?
Not as far as like assault and all that, but just like there's been things that came out about Diddy just not being a nice person. A lot of people had a lot of
Yeah.
complaints about him, just saying like different things that that he's not as nice as people might think he is and all that.
Wow.
So yeah, all just so sad, and kind of just reminds you again, like Hollywood, like it's kind of crazy. Like it really is a dark place.
It's like that movie that came out. I don't remember the name of that movie.
Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
It's the whole dark side of Hollywood. And Hollywood, this is what they're saying, right? That they didn't want this movie to come out.
Right.
They literally, I think it ended up being like 5 years old. Like the information wasn't that, accurate anymore because things change, especially with the human trafficking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Things change moment by moment. And so, yeah, I think it took them like 5 years to be able to release it.
Yeah.
But that movie, I didn't watch it because
neither.
that's too much for me. I can't.
I know. It's stuff that's like, it's
too
really
heavy.
to watch. Yeah. But I am interested in watching it one day. I don't know when, but I do want to watch it someday.
Yeah, it's too heavy. But they say that Hollywood is dark.
Yeah.
It's not like what you think it is.
Exactly. And of course, I'm sure there's like a good side, just like with everything, right? But there is also this like dark side, and it's because all these people are so powerful, so much money, that I feel like, we see this stuff in like movies. We're like, oh, people can get away with it. And it's so crazy because I guess that's what this is showing me. Like, this is real, like that's real life. People, because they have money, they have power, they get away with so many things that is just crazy, and they should not be getting away with. Like, how can somebody with so much visibility on their life like be doing all this stuff like and nobody know about it? Nobody, do you know what I mean? Like,
Because I guess they know the right people until someone tells on them.
Yeah.
And then, like, I feel you can't get away with it for that long.
Right.
Because with everything, how technology is and all that stuff, you're going to get caught at one point.
exactly.
You're going to get
so
caught.
true.
So, talking about these celebrities, they can't hide,
Yeah.
and
Sooner or
people,
later it's gonna come out.
yes,
Yeah.
sooner or later, it's going to come out because someone, they've unfortunately been in the hands of all these people, or they've come across all these people that are afraid of them because they've have all this power and they threaten them or whatever it is that they do to scare them, because that's what they're doing, so they don't tell authorities. But as soon as one person is strong enough, because that's what it is you need to have, like, you need to be, I guess, like, fearless, like, and know that they're not going to end up hurting you.
Take that power away from them.
Take the power away from them. And you go and tell, that's it.
Yeah.
It's done. I mean, look at Diddy now.
Because actually the thing with this whole stuff is like you're saying, they are like, they I think portray themselves as so powerful, and like, if you do this then I'm gonna tear you down, like they tell their victims,
ruin their career,
right, exactly.
whatever.
But really what they don't know is they're actually the one that's so fragile and vulnerable.
Yes.
Because the minute you, like you're saying, the minute you say whatever's happening, boom, they crumble.
That's it.
And that is like the destruction of them.
Yeah.
So that's why but it's all this stuff. It's like all this psychological stuff that it goes into, when people abuse you. That's like part of the thing.
Yeah, because they get brainwashed. These poor people get brainwashed. So
yeah, from one dark thing to the next. Here's another dark. It's just been what's out in the news right now. So like, sorry for all the darkness, but the Quiet on Set documentary.
That's also another thing that's just, again,
horrible.
with children, because this has to do with, children actors.
Yes, child actors, and just not being protected. That's what I gathered from this whole thing in the end. It's horrible, horrific, all these things that these kids had to go through. And this guy, Dan Schneider, it's really revolved around him. He was like,
I heard,
I don't know if producer, director, I don't know exactly what his title was, but he's a big person of Nickelodeon who produced a lot of these shows that were so popular back in the day, like the Amanda Show, all that, like all these shows, I think Drake and Josh, so all these shows that, were like #1 hits in Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And he would use his power to do all these crazy things, and like these poor kids, they're now adults, grown people, and they're coming out with all these their stories about what happened. So and so basically just what I concluded from it is just like, obviously so sad, and these people are predators.
Yeah, they are predators.
It's just so sad, like these places that work with kids. I just feel like there's so many rules that hopefully have come out since then, because this is from a long time ago. I want to say it was like the 90s or something. I feel like they just need more regulation on sets and stuff that have kids.
I've never been on a set before. I have never been an actress. I have never done anything, but I do think that they should have maybe some kind of psychologists, therapists, something on there so they can see how kids are interacting with adults, because this is a lot of children, right? The whole thing is about kids, and the adults are there like telling them what to do, go here, go there, this and that. And I feel like there needs to be like a liaison between the kid and the adult, the producer, the director. Someone needs to be in between, and that person should be like a therapist, or to make sure that the way that they're speaking and how they're telling them to act and all this stuff is an appropriate way for a child, an appropriate way that a person is speaking to the child also.
And also somebody there just to like which I know is hard, because who can you trust, but just having somebody there who just makes sure like everything's appropriate, because there was so many inappropriate things going on there, and nobody would stop it, because the people who they would tell were people working for Dan Schneider, and of course they were just it didn't go anywhere from there. Like, so they make a complaint, but that person's not going to take it anywhere, because the complaint's about their boss, and they know if that they raise a complaint about their boss, they're going to lose their job.
That's why this needs to be something like government.
It needs to be somebody like, not
a neutral party. Yeah, it can't be anybody that works for him or hired through him. It has to be someone that is like through a government agency or something like that. I don't even know how it works. I have no idea.
Yeah, just hopefully just more regulations and everything, just more protection for kids, because it's just horrible, all these things that happen. And I feel like, it could have been preventable if they hire people, they do a background check. Why are you going to hire people? A lot of these people had already past cases, past things that they did to children. And why are they working on a child set? And it's, one of the things that they say is like, these people who are these predators, especially who are out to, prey on kids, they work in places with children. They want to be near their, so it's just sickening, and it's sickening that these companies...
That hurts my stomach, literally.
Yeah. No, it makes me sick to my stomach, honestly. Yeah. That's why I don't even, haven't been, everything that we're telling you guys is we're learned through Google and everything, because I can't get myself to watch that documentary.
Yeah, I can't. I
don't want to watch it. Yeah.
Literally in pieces.
Yeah.
Because just hearing that stuff, it literally hurts, literally makes me sick. Like, I feel sick.
And they ruin people's lives, because all those kids, thank goodness, I think most of them have overcome it now, but after years and years and years and years, and they didn't have to go through that. They did not have to go through that. And also...
And a child, like, their childhood is so short. Childhood is not that long. It's such a short...
Let a child be a child. It's just so horrible.
These people need
to
go to jail.
Yeah, honestly. And I mean, he's out free right now, so I don't know what's going to come of that, because these are a lot of allegations, and I don't know why he's
I
a
think
free
he
man.
apologized. I think that's what he did. I think he did some kind of an apology.
Yeah, but is that enough? Is that, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's not an, that's, he thinks that's enough.
Yeah.
If he goes out and says an apology, which, I mean, that to me is, he is taking blame for what is being said.
Right, exactly. And there's some really horrible things that are being said. And yeah, and I just think about, and I know parents are busy and everything, and I would never want to hate on parents or anything, but also these parents, I feel like this is what a lot of people were saying, that, they see a check, right? They see like this, they don't want to risk their child losing their job because they're making a lot of money off of this. And they kind of not turned a blind eye, because I don't think they really knew what was happening, but they trusted these people too much. They would have
That's
their
one
kids
thing, yeah.
sleeping over at these adult people's houses.
Or I heard about like having email exchanges like
back and
forth with a child and an adult.
Yeah, like a child who's like 13 years old
with a grown man
who's like 30, 40 years old. Like that, they shouldn't be doing that. Everything should go through the parent, right? Because they're a minor. So anyways, all this just crazy stuff just happening in the world lately, like all this news coming out about it. And it's so sad and dark to hear, but the only positive thing is that hopefully this stuff just shows people and inspires other people to come out to and speak about stuff if they've had anything happen to them. And also for people like parents and stuff to just, maybe it could be a wake-up call a little bit to just if your kids are involved in anything, always just
be extra cautious. Like trust your gut.
Yeah.
Trust your gut, because that's the thing that, like, I can only speak as a mother. Our gut tells us everything. If you think something is off, if you see your child acting a little bit weird, a little bit not normal, you need to be there. You need to be present.
Yeah.
They could call you a helicopter parent. They could call you like overprotective. They can call you whatever. It doesn't matter, because you are protecting your child. That's how I see it. I am there 100% of the time. I'm not saying that these parents weren't, but I am called an overprotective mother. But I take that as a compliment, and I love that, because I know exactly what's happening. Also, my child is, still very, very young, but I think that that's what parents are so afraid to be called these words, maybe. And so they kind of want to back off when they're working, their kids are working at such a young age. You need to be on top of them.
Yeah.
You need to be on top of your child.
Yeah. I feel like, don't be like overly, like, you don't want to be like too worried and like, or like, but
it's not for fear. This is not to invoke fear. This is to
just be aware.
To be aware, to think, to always, see everything that's happening, like analyze what's going on. Don't just be like, oh yeah, that's nothing. No, watch and be like, oh, okay, maybe the way that he said that isn't really appropriate. Or that look wasn't appropriate, or, different things, and you need to always be aware of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And even I'm not even for just parents, but in general, right? When you go out or whatever, always be aware of your surroundings, because you never know. Like, this is just, I think, just for in general, just as everyone, they should just be aware of things. And have that, have your children like have that trust for you, you, that you are able to, they can tell you things and you won't get mad and stuff like that. So that's a whole it's
a whole other topic. And maybe it's even a little controversial, but I personally don't think kids should be putting so much trust, like parents making these kids have so much trust in these other adults who who even are they? But I know that's a whole other thing, because that's just my personal opinion. A lot of people don't.
I agree with you.
Don't agree like that. But yeah, so those are the hot topics of right now that we wanted to talk about.
Kind of a dark, heavy episode.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff going on, and like we're saying, there's even more on all these topics that if you search online, you can see more. We just kind of wanted to touch on it a little bit, but yeah, just so many things going on. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you in next week's episode, hopefully with a lighter topic. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave, and again, Eid Mubarak to everybody.
Yes, happy Eid.
Happy Eid, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you. Bye.